2021 was without a doubt one of the best years of my life. I got a chance to grow and develop my business. I got a chance to grow and do some amazing things on YouTube. And I bought my dream car. But 2021 also had a lot of downsides. Like, I got really burnt out. And I was also the most inconsistent that I had ever been in this entire journey. And I bought a lot of things and did a lot of things that just didn't work out. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about all the things I've learned over the last 2 years about scaling my business, growing my YouTube channel, and growing as a person. What's going on, guys? First and foremost, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I know I'm a little late, but I hope your year is going well so far. And if it isn't, I hope this video serves as a pivotal point in your life to help excel you to make this year even better than the last. So who is this video for? This video is for people who are doing what I am currently doing or wanting to do what I do, which is scaling a video production business, which is scaling and growing a YouTube channel and trying to develop a little bit more on your personal life when it comes to managing all of those things, not getting burnt out. This video is for you, and I want you to tag along my journey, and that way you can learn from my experiences. Today, we are going to reflect over most of the things that happened last year, what I've learned, things I could have done better, things I want to implement, things that you can just avoid, like those little pain points that you kind of grow through. This video is to help you skip that and go ahead and get a better start than I did. So all in all, hopefully you can learn from my experiences, make this year a very, very impactful year. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so first up is going to be business. Now, this year was pretty insane for me. I was able to scale my business and do 50% more revenue than I was able to do last year. And I've been able to just pretty much niche down strictly on video production. Finding clients is not my strong suit. So what I've continued to do is partner with agencies or different marketing firms that do not have video production areas. And I fill the void. I'm pretty much a part of their team, just white labeled to do exactly what they need done for their clients. I was able to work with more brands this year, pretty much positioning myself as a DP for hire, which was a big goal for me at the end of 2020. So I consider that to be a big success. And for those of you who do not know, I was able to consistently bring on a second shooter / editor onto every single shoot, just pretty much pay them out a retainer to have them as a contracted worker. And it worked so much. That has been one of the biggest things when it comes to scaling my business and taking on more work, because as an individual, I am only a single person. And when we do business, we try to do work and keep things as close to home as possible so we can make as much profit as possible. But outsourcing and scaling a little bit has been one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. And if I could do it all over again, I would do that sooner. Outsourcing stuff can be very, very simple. It doesn't have to immediately bring on a second shooter or a second editor. Outsourcing for me started off as just having somebody to film behind the scenes footage, potentially. Having somebody to help me move gear cases in and out of a shoot. Maybe they just stand around sometimes, but when it comes to lifting heavy equipment or making things more timely, that is what that person was there for. And eventually it turned into, hey, can you cut down a little bit of B-roll for me? And then, hey, can you like trim some interview footage and just take out the important parts? It eventually turned into, yo, now that you know how to do all of this, let's take this interview footage, organize it, make a story video, overlay B-roll. Let's make it more cinematic. And it's just been a journey bringing on a second shooter, second editor, and outsourcing my work to more than just me. That has been a big pivotal point for myself. The first step was understanding that I don't have to bring on an agency. I don't have to bring on a professional who is doing exactly what I do. The goal is to bring on somebody that is better than you, somebody that can handle all of your work. Then that way you can kind of slowly remove yourself and get maximum profit and focus on only the things that you can do. And that's very important. It is the most important thing that you can do, is focus on the things that only you can do. For me, that is this. That is why I want to focus on more YouTube, more personal things that other people can't do for me. Like, your time is your most valuable asset, and being able to get more of your time back by outsourcing your edits or outsourcing cutting down the B-roll or speeding up shoots to help you get more value out of the time that you have, that is almost priceless. So yes, if I could go back to the start and do it all over again, I would try my hand at outsourcing. If you haven't already, find a friend, find somebody who is looking to be in the space that you're in, and just see what it's like to have a second person on set with you. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing you lose is a little bit of time, but the best thing you can do is get so much more time back. All right, let's talk about YouTube. YouTube has been pretty great. 2021 was an amazing year for me. I was able to grow this YouTube channel to over 17,000 subscribers. That is big thanks to your help. That's thanks to you guys. Liking, sharing, everything that you do has been very, very impactful. It literally helps me from a day to day, and this has made me want to focus more on this thing, focus more on the community, the growth, and giving value to you. That is what this video is for. I'm trying my best to give back as much as I can with each video because you guys bring me so much value. Halfway through last year, I felt myself getting burnt out. I know I talk about wanting to bring value, and what was happening was my videos started to feel shallow. That's personally to me. I'm very critical of myself. I'm a creative, but things didn't feel like I was putting all that much effort into it, and it was just trying to get the next video out, and it wasn't really focusing and being intentional with what I was putting out. So it started to feel like a job. Sponsors wanted to start to sponsor videos, and it felt like an assignment because they were like, hey, you got to meet this deadline having a YouTube video that mentions us within like 2 weeks, and if you don't mention us, you're gonna get like deduction from your sponsorship fees. And man, that's not why I started this journey. I started this journey to help educate individuals. I started this journey to reach beyond more than I can here locally. This was meant to be more than just a cash grab, and that is kind of what it started to feel like, and I did not like that at all. So because of that, I became unhappy with what I was creating. I became unhappy with the process of creating a video in general, and I just got burnt out. So if I could do it all again, I would tell myself to not sacrifice the quality of your videos just to meet some hypothetical deadline that you yourself has set in your head, or that some client or some sponsor is wanting you to do. Focus on the journey, focus on why you started, and helping individuals, giving value. I would tell myself that pacing myself is important, and being happy with the end result will make me more of a happy individual in the end. The biggest growth I had this year in YouTube wasn't from the first 6 months of consistent videos, of me putting out content over content over content that offered little value. The biggest growth came from when I took a little bit of time, created videos that offered so much more values, that had so much more effort put into the content, and it yielded incredible results. Like, I cannot emphasize how great that felt to know that if I put a little bit more time into my videos and I put a little bit more effort and I made something I was truly happy with, that it was immediately rewarded by the community, and more people saw it and more people felt like joining this journey. So quality over consistency, but consistent quality is the goal for 2022. When it comes to consistency in YouTube, I would tell myself to document as much as I can. Make sure I'm getting behind the scenes of every shoot, because personally, that's what I've spent the last 4 months doing. I haven't posted a ton in the last couple months, but I have been creating a lot of content, and that is what I'm excited for going forward. So documentation is important. And lastly, I would do what I'm currently doing, and that is making a list. I work so much better, and humans in general work so much better when you have a list, like check marks of things that you need to get done. In my case, I'm going to be making a list of future videos, things that I know I can start working towards, because believe it or not, sometimes I'm just creating out in the ether, in the void of whatever comes to mind. I have a theoretical list in my head. Like, I know I want to make a video on the MacBook, but I'm not sure what video. And that is where lists come in. That is where I can keep that organization in my head, on paper, in my space. And overall, it will make this interaction and this process so much easier. All right, so let's move on and talk about gear and equipment. 2021 was an incredible year for camera gear. Like, that can be said without a doubt. The FX3 came out last year, which is pretty much my dream camera. I had been shooting with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K before that, and this camera just fit every sense of an upgrade that I needed, while also not fully replacing the Blackmagic. That is why I have the debate often, my dream camera versus my favorite camera. And of course, the FX3 might not be the camera for everybody, but it is definitely the camera for me. This year, I'm proud of myself because I was able to remove the obsessive need to buy more camera gear. I was able to kind of get rid of that. Like, finally, I felt satisfied. I felt satisfied enough to start focusing on the things that I had. So this year, I was able to focus a lot more on my gimbal footage. Because I switched to an FX3, the gimbal has kind of become not necessarily a necessity, but wow, it feels really, really good to be able to get insanely good gimbal footage when I need it. Because I was using the Blackmagic Pocket 6K, I wasn't really doing too much gimbal work. I was always more handheld. I was always more, story-driven handheld shots tell the story. Like, that is still to this day the case. But having the ability to be able to put things on a gimbal and easily do so without having to have a 15-pound setup, that has been a dream. I will admit, when I started working with gimbals again, I was very, very rusty, but having the Ronin RS2 has kind of helped me out with that. And I will deep dive on that in a future video because that video is on the list. So a big goal and something I would tell myself, of course, a message that is not uncommon, is to focus on the gear you have, focus on perfecting your craft with the things that you immediately have available to you, because more gear would not solve your problem unless you're problem solving by buying more gear. That is very important because we buy gear, or at least I buy gear now, to solve problems. And if you are not leading your want list with problems that this particular gear can solve, then it's just a want. It's not something that you need to push your productions further. So yes, focus on what you have and let the wants be wants. It's great to dream, but don't let it stop the process. And lastly, we have personal growth. One of my favorite categories because I feel like I've grown a lot as an individual over the last year. It's been a wonderful journey, and overall, the ups and downs of 2021 may have been evident, but all in all, incredible year. The most valuable lesson that I would tell myself would be to focus on your physical and mental health more. Don't rush yourself. Don't feel like you have to do so much more than you are, because your mental health is very, very important. Exercise daily, because personally, I feel at my absolute best when I'm working out, when I'm organized, when I'm working towards something. Life just feels really, really good when I slow down and live in the moment and not feel the overwhelming weight that I tend to put on myself. So yeah, I am very excited about where I came from last year, what I went through, and how I got to where I am here. But I know that does not hold a candle to what next year or 2022 will bring. I am so excited because for the first time, I can't see what's on the other side of this year. I am so freaking excited to see how big things gonna get, how much more we can do, how many people we can impact, and yeah, how many of you will stick around for the journey. But with that all being said, that's all I have for you today, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, consider subscribing, because I'm gonna be bringing you more content just like this every week. So you guys stay safe, you're loved, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.